These are the people who gave birth to the dream of Pakistan, and for 23 years watched that dream being killed by the military rulers of the Western Wing. They were denied the fruits of their labor. They were denied a voice in their own affairs. They stayed poor so that Islamabad could be rich, and with those riches, create a powerful military machine. Then in 1971, Pakistan's President, General Yahya Khan, is forced to hear the voice of the people of Bengal, expressed for the first time in their history in a free election. They vote overwhelmingly for Sheikh Mujibur Rahman and the Awami League Party. The Bengalis do not realize the terrible price they are about to pay.
I can tell you one thing. Nobody should play with the fire. Nobody should try to suppress the 70 million people. When they're determined to achieve something, nobody can suppress them. Today, tomorrow, or day after tomorrow, they must win. Victory is ours.
আর যদি একটা গুলি চলে আর যদি আমার লোকের উপর হত্যা করা হয় তোমাদের উপর কাছে আমার অনুরোধ রইল প্রত্যেক ঘরে ঘরে দুর্গ গড়ে তোলো রাস্তাঘাট যা যা আছে সব কিছু আমি যদি হুকুম দেবার নাও পারি তোমরা বন্ধ করে দেবে এবারে সংগ্রাম আমাদের মুক্তির সংগ্রাম এবারে সংগ্রাম স্বাধীনতার সংগ্রাম
While Yahya Khan and the politicians of the West pretend to negotiate with Mujibur Rahman, the Pakistan military machine prepares to crack down. By ship and secret airlift, troops are brought to Dhaka. General Tikka Khan, popularly known as the Butcher, is sworn in as military governor. On the night of March 25th, the army moves to crush Bengal. The army is indiscriminate in its killing. Tank guns are used against these dormitories in Dhaka University. Surviving students and professors are made to dig their own graves before the army shoots them. Religion has no meaning. Bengali mullahs are bayoneted in their mosques. Bengali Christians and Buddhists are shot. This was Dhaka's largest temple. The army reduced it to a pile of rubble after machine gunning all the people inside.
Sheikh Mujib was arrested on March 26 around 1:30 a.m. from his home. They took him to Dhaka cantonment and one day later they took him to Karachi. Before he was arrested, he formally declared independence of Bangladesh. On 26 March around noon, M.A. Hanan, an Awami League leader from Chittagong, made the first announcement of the Declaration of Independence on behalf of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman over the Kalurghat radio station. On the 27th at 7:45 p.m. from the same radio station, Major Ziaur Rahman broadcast the Declaration of Independence on behalf of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman.
On behalf of our great national leader, the Supreme Commander of Bangladesh, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, do hereby proclaim the independence of Bangladesh. It is further proclaimed that Sheikh Mujibur Rahman is the sole leader of the elected representatives of 75 million people of Bangladesh. I therefore appeal on behalf of our great leader, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, to the government of all the democratic countries of the world, especially the big world powers and the neighboring countries, and to take effective steps to stop immediately the awful genocide that is being carried on by the army of occupation from Pakistan. May Allah help us. Joy Bangla.
A few days after the army crackdown, Major Zia announced to the world the plight of East Bengal.
And once I was told about it, and having known the earlier background that the Pakistanis were out to kill our people, the civilian population and the Bengali army personnel, we had no other way but to take up arms and fight our way out. We captured the radio station at Chittagong on 27, and I had to go up in the air because I found the Pakistanis were concentrating very heavily in Chittagong, and they had started bringing in the 16th Division. As a last resort, I wanted to tell the world what was happening, and I went up the air in the evening and I made the declaration.
These women were killed after they had been raped by Pakistani soldiers. When their father tried to prevent the rape, he was bayoneted to death. East Bengal becomes a giant graveyard. The army acts on one conviction, that to be a Bengali is to be a traitor to Pakistan. The Pakistan army fans out across the countryside, looting and killing. And with each new atrocity, the ranks of those who are prepared to fight the army grows. They call themselves the Mukti Bahini, the freedom fighters of Bengal. The Bengalis were helping the Mukti Bahini. The army, in reply, creates a paramilitary organization to help them, the Razakars. But many of these also defect to the guerrillas. The Air Force is sent in with Sabre jets to strafe and terrify the population. By the middle of April, it seems that the Pakistan army has won. Mujib is in prison in West Pakistan. The Muftis are in disarray. But in the remnants of the liberated zone, Awami leaders raise their flag and declare Bangladesh an independent country.
The provisional government of Bangladesh took up the challenge posed by the army junta. The Mukti Bahini had become the symbol of the new spirit. Colonel Usmani took over as the first commander-in-chief of the freedom fighters. The army of General Yahya Khan had failed to crush the spirit of the people of East Bengal. It was freedom or death.
সজ্ঞানে সুস্থ শরীরে শপথ করিতেছি যে আমি আমার প্রাণের বিনিময়ে হইল আইনগতভাবে গঠিত প্রতিনিধিত্বশীল
In the name of Almighty God, I swear to be loyal to the sovereign Republic of Bangladesh. With my life, I shall protect the freedom of my motherland.
Mukti Bahini are slowly becoming an effective guerrilla army. Students and peasants join in learning jungle warfare. Early training is done without arms or with substitutes such as these bamboo poles. The most promising of the recruits are then trained in the use of firearms by the regular Bengali officers who defected from the East Bengal Regiment and the East Pakistan Rifles. Camps like these multiply throughout Bangladesh. Bengali nationalism acquires a new dimension. The guerrillas are hardly amenable to suggestions about quietening the situation. Now they are fully organized into specialized groups. They begin to move out of the villages and into the urban areas.
One note! Side, 1,000. Side, 1,000.
Air attacks destroy the morale of the Pakistani garrison in Dhaka. Sortie after sortie flies unchallenged over the city. Indian fighters strafe Dhaka airstrips to prevent last-minute rescue attempts. The bazaars and main streets of the city lie empty. December 16th, Pakistan units begin to surrender. Amir Abdullah Khan Niazi, martial law administrator and commander of the Pakistan Eastern Command, offers unconditional surrender to General Jagjit Singh Arora, commander of the combined Indian and Mukti forces in the Eastern Theatre. General Arora flies to Dhaka to accept the surrender. Strict military protocol is observed at the racecourse, where the instrument of surrender is signed. It is 4:31 in the afternoon. 90,000 Pakistani soldiers become prisoners of war. In Dhaka, a shallow grave is found. In it are buried over 200 leading Bengali intellectuals.
He was picked up from his house on 15th December by a half a dozen al-Badr paramilitary force under the army command.
Why should they have killed so many of these people?
So far, we gathered during the last phase of the present armed struggle. They prepared a list of the intellectuals, journalists, professors and teachers, and they picked up at least 250 intellectuals, journalists and professors during the last 15 days between 1st of December to 15th of December. They thought that they are the sole enemy because these people were the intellectuals and brain of the Bengal.
কোথায় আছো লুকিয়ে কেন এত অভিমান মুক্তি সেনারা তোমাদের চোখে নোনা জল বড় বেশি বেমানান ক্ষমা করো মোরে রাখতে পারিনি ধরে তোমাদের সম্মান ক্ষমা করো মোরে রাখতে পারিনি ধরে তোমাদের সম্মান আমায় মুক্তি দাও স্বস্তি দাও নিগৃহীত এই দলাদলি করো অবসান আমায় মুক্তি দাও স্বস্তি দাও শান্ত শান্ত পরিশান্ত এই প্রাণ জাতি জয় করে ভয় ভীতি আমার আমিকে করে নিঃশেষ বিধাতার অনুরাগে লক্ষ প্রাণের ত্যাগে ছিনিয়ে এনেছি বাংলাদেশ আমরা সেই সে জাতি জয় করে ভয় ভীতি আমার আমিকে করে নিঃশেষ বিধাতার অনুরাগে লক্ষ প্রাণের ত্যাগে ছিনিয়ে এনেছি বাংলাদেশ তবে কি ম্লান সেই স্মৃতি কোথায় সেই সম্প্রীতি আজ কেন হানাহানি হিংস্রতা দিবাজামি একে অপরের যেন চক্ষুশূল মুক্তিযোদ্ধারা কোথায় আছো লুকিয়ে কেন এত অভিমান মুক্তি সেনারা তোমাদের চোখে নোনা জল বড় বেশি বেমান